Hello, good morning. This is Good Morning Girls Kenya, and I am Stella Akini. Welcome to today's session. We are going to look at 1 Samuel chapter 25 up to chapter 30. That is what we have been reading throughout the past week. And I just wanted to highlight on a few points in chapter 28 because today we are going to look at chapter 30. Yeah, so in chapter 28, we were able to see that Saul, he knew that God was not with him. He asked God, he sought God, but God did not reply him, and yet he was facing battle with the Philistines. So we see that Saul, instead of surrendering to God, instead of giving in, he knew that God was already with David. Instead of surrendering to God and giving in to God, he went ahead and to seek the mediums. And we see in the book of Leviticus, God had warned the Israelites not to go and seek the mediums, not to go and do what the people in the land of the Canaanites were doing. God had warned the Israelites when they move out of Egypt not to go and do what the other people in the foreign lands were doing. And we see that Saul, he became so desperate. It's like he was so proud, he didn't want to surrender to God. He became so desperate, he just wanted to remain in power. He wanted to remain for a king. He didn't want to surrender to God, and so he just wanted to continue reigning by force. So he went to the medium and he went to seek out he wanted to know what was going to happen to him in future. But he was doing it in the wrong way. And we see that because of going to the mediums, we see that finally God made sure that he died, because we're going to see in chapter 31 Saul eventually died. And actually it was quite a premature death. Saul was not supposed to die at that time, but because of his rebellion, because of his not wanting to surrender to God, because of his not yielding to the will of God, Saul had to die early. So my sisters, if we know that we are not in the will of God, if we know we are living a sin, instead of surrendering to God, we are just being proud. We are being so proud you do not want to surrender your life to God. I am here to encourage you, my sister. I am here to tell you, please humble yourself. If you know you're living a rebellious life, and especially God has put you in a high position, God has lifted you up, God has put you in that high position, and you have turned to sin, you have rebelled against God, you have left God. God wants you today to surrender to him, to turn to him, because if you do not surrender to God, he is going to bring you down. Whatever ways you're going to use to make yourself to be up there, you cannot make it. You cannot outdo God. You cannot be more powerful than God. God is going to bring you down. So my friend, do not wait for God to bring you down. Do not wait for God to make you die early. Surrender to God, and God can still give you a second chance. Even if you have fallen now, God can still give you a second chance to be a better person in life. And then you can die more honorably. Because as we see, Saul did not die honorably. He didn't die honorably at all. So today we are going to look at chapter 30. And in chapter 30, we see that David eventually he returns back home, because the Philistines were not comfortable with him going with him to war, so he is forced to come back home. And when he comes back home to the land where Achish, king of Gath, had given him, this land is called Ziklag. As he goes back home, he finds his home has been burnt down. He finds the children, the women, his wives, his two wives, Ahinoam and Abigail, have been taken away, and everything has gone, and the town has been burnt down, and everything has been destroyed. And then David and his men and all the people who are with him, they cry, they cry, they cry. Can you imagine a whole king A whole King David crying. Okay, he was not yet king, but he was already anointed as king. And yeah, and he had killed all those people. I mean, he was a mighty man of valor. He is the David who killed Goliath, David who killed the lion and the bear, crying. He actually cried so much. They cried until there was no more strength left in them. Yeah, so we finally see that the men who are with David, the very close friends who are with David, finally they turned against David and they were like, David, why has this happened to us? And they got so bitter and they got so annoyed. They wanted to stone David, they wanted to kill him. They were so angry with him. Let us read verse 6 of chapter 30. It says, David it says David was greatly distressed because the men were talking of stoning him. Each one was bitter in spirit because of his sons and daughters. But David found strength in the Lord his God. You see, each one of them was bitter in spirit because of his sons and daughters. Okay, yeah, it is true. Their sons and daughters had gone away. But can you imagine now they were turning against David? They wanted to stone him, they wanted to kill him. Imagine, kill him. And these are very close people. I believe the people who are with David are the people who are supporting him, his friends who ran away with him from Saul when he was running away from Saul. All those friends who followed him. Some of them were even relatives, and they were wanted to kill him. Have you ever been in that situation whereby you feel like you are all alone? The people whom you have surrounded yourselves with, the people you are with, maybe your close friends and relatives, you are there with them, but you feel like they want to kill you. You feel like they have separated you. You feel like they have ignored you. You feel like you are all alone. You are downcast. What do you do in such situations? Let us see what David did. In the end of chapter 6, we see that David found his strength in the Lord his God. David did not go to find his strength in a medium, in a witch, in foreign places, in another friend. Jonathan was not here now. Yeah? David did not go to find strength anywhere. He found strength in his God, his Lord. There is a way that he knew God. There is a relationship that he had with God. Yeah? Even in the book of Psalms, we see we see it. Yeah, Psalms is written by David, and we see some David writing, where does my help come from? He says that my help comes from God, the creator of heaven and earth. Yeah. So, my friends, David found his strength in the Lord. And even us, when we are facing such challenges, when you are feeling like you are alone, your friends, the very close people who are in your inner circle, you feel like they have neglected you. They are not supporting you. They want to, actually, it's like you have been thrown in a pit, and it's like people want to stone you. It's like people are killing you. You are feeling so downcast. You are feeling so discouraged. My friend, do not seek your strength from anywhere. Seek your strength in your Lord, your God. Seek your strength in your God, your Lord. You should know God in a personal way. Do not go to your pastor. You want to tell the pastor, please, please, please. No. Even David had Abiathar here. He had Abiathar to seek his strength from, Abiathar the priest. But David, he found his strength in his God. So, my friends, let us be people who have a relationship with God. How can you find strength in God if you do not have a relationship with Him? Let us be people who find our strength in our God, our Lord. And so, my friends, we have seen how eventually, because God was with David, David found favor both man, with both men and God, and his ways was prosperous. But Saul, because he was rebellious, he he did not succeed in his ways. And in chapter 31, we are going to see that finally Saul dies. Saul is going to die in chapter 31. So I am so grateful for having you. Actually, we are ending the book of First Samuel, and it has been so encouraging. Um, I have been so encouraged by reading First Samuel. You know, as you read the Bible every day, you get attached, and it's like now I don't want to stop reading. I just want to continue reading the book of, yeah, I just want to continue reading, following up with David and how his life went ahead. Yeah, you can do that, but after around 1 week, we are going to come back and read the book of Luke. Yeah, we are going to read the book of Luke as we prepare for Easter. So I'm inviting us all, please, let us be encouraged. Let us stay in the word. Let us not be discouraged by the things that are around us. Let us let us stay focused in God, and let us seek our strength in God. God bless you so much. I love you.